I am Angie Fleming. I teach AIG Language Arts here at North Rowan Middle School. The lesson plan idea, it kind of came from different components. That you noticed with Achieve articles or any reading selections, if you just give the kids the passage to read, they kind of zone out. They get bored with it, or they'll just look for the answers to the questions. And instead, I wanted them to get really interested in it and pull out the things and then think about what they could do with that information.
I was reading the Achieve 3000 article, How Can I Help? And it was about how people from all over the world were donating supplies and helping people who had got hit by a hurricane in New York and part of New Jersey. And so that made me think, how can I help in my community?
And a couple of the teachers came up with an idea that if you chose a couple words that were you could build a theme around, and we chose altruistic for our first one. So I found the Achieve article, Can I Help? So they all got in groups, and I just took a picture from Achieve, but I cut out everything else. And they had 2 minutes to come up with as many words as they could for the article. So they came up with all these words, and of course they had all the details. It was snowing, you could tell it was Red Cross, but what I wanted them to do was lead into the part where it's about volunteering, altruism, helping others in need, which they did. They got into that. And so when they started the article, they were already looking for that concept.
And so later on, I was reading in another Achieve 3000 article called Into the Wild, and it was about how this organization, WildLink, was donating funds to young men and different groups and people so they could visit national parks. And so it made me think maybe I can help kids get to learn about nature and understand nature.
So we went into the library, and I pulled out all these pictures from national parks and showed them how to get to the sites and things. And so their challenge was to choose one and write about if they had visited that park. So they had to have information from the park, but to turn it personal. What could they create with it, with the experience? Along with this, I was pulling Achieve articles related to national parks, which is one thing I really like about Achieve. Whatever topic you're doing or theme you've got going, it's easy to find articles. So we did the Into the Wild article, where it's about the national parks and how the numbers are going down. But like Jordan mentioned, it's a program to get students who never get the chance to go. And so I pulled those students in so they could experience it and then go back and then maybe bring their families and friends.
In 2006, the visitors had went down 14.5 million people than in 1999. So I thought that was a big issue because maybe one day we'll get to the point where there won't be national parks anymore. And there's still some people who want to go see national parks, so we have to make sure we keep them thriving. So I hope one day to have at least 2 full schools and maybe more have them going to parks and learning about nature, and maybe one day when they grow up start traditions to have them go to a zoo every year.
The first one with the first Achieve article was really reading information, and I focused on vocabulary and using context clues and also citing textual evidence, because they really need to have that piece first before they can understand central idea or how characters change or what information is relevant. So we went back and really pulled what pieces of an article were important to understanding concepts. And then that built into more and more of the reading information standards, and then it led into the writing standards with the national parks piece. And I think by the time we finished, we covered just about every one of the writing standards, because they had to research and find information, they had to cite evidence, they had to create their own narrative, they had to pull out information that was important and relevant, and then create a finished product.